It has been asked of me how to write an essay, and just to make sure you know, I want to go over a couple key points. First of all, in the introduction, you have to have at least two things. You have to have a thesis, which is what are you going to prove in the essay, and you have to have an outline sentence. Notice I put an S on there because that is usually more than one, and this is going to be how are you going to prove it. And let's be real easy and simple here. Hayfield is a very diverse school. Hayfield is a wonderful school. Okay? Well, that's a thesis. Not everybody is going to agree with that. Some people disagree. Or you could say Hayfield is the best school in Fairfax County. Well, let's even try that because it's a quality. Well, leave that there. Okay, then the question is, why is it a wonderful school? Hayfield, and you hate to use the same word, is stupendous, a little different than wonderful, because of its diversity, its extracurricular activities, and because of its amazing teachers. Now, all of this makes Hayfield a superior school. Okay, which, by the way, is another thesis, something you can prove that's superior, which means you'd have to define superior. So first thing, you go to the second paragraph, and this is written in order, or should be written in order. You're going to talk about diversity, extracurricular, and then amazing teachers. So the thesis is wonderful school and superior, so we're going to say, I don't want to use the same word as wonderful. Among the qualities that makes Hayfield a leading learning institution is its diversity. Then you don't want to just list it. I mean, let's say this is racial diversity. You could just list African Americans, Hispanics, Eastern Africans, Asians, but that's not proven it's making Hayfield a leading our wonderful school or superior school. You have to say how. Well, because we have kids from Eastern Africa, we could learn the problems that exist between Eritrea and Ethiopia. Or because of the kids who are coming from Pakistan, we might learn about the flooding in the Swat Valley in the last couple of years. And so or we might, even better, we might learn about the customs. Because of Hindi kids, we might learn of the Hinduism customs, or we might learn about Kwanzaa with African American students. You can tell what time of the year I'm writing this. So that's using facts to support your thesis, not just listing facts. And third paragraph would start with something like extracurricular activities. Another reason, again, I'm using different words to start it off, that Hayfield is a stunning school is its extracurricular activities. And it wouldn't be enough to say we have a History Honor Society. No, the History Honor Society invited someone in from the Smithsonian Institute who showed us how to look at primary documents and transcribe them from their handwriting, which is a little tough, into typed language so that other historians could use it. That'd be using a fact to support the thesis that we're a wonderful school. Okay, that's what you're doing. So these are called, by the way, these are called topic sentences. And topic sentences have to do two things. Give the thesis or tie the thesis and one of the supporting points. And we've done that because the thesis is right here. Leading learning institution is the thesis, and diversity is going to be the point to support it. How do I grade it? Well, if you go to Blackboard and you go to year round, this tab, and you click on essay grading scale, you get a scale that I use for every essay. And so typically what a lot of people will do is they will write a thesis, maybe Hayfield's a wonderful school, they won't say anything else, and then they'll just go into this first paragraph and they'll start with a fact. They'll say, Hayfield has many African Americans. Well, that's not a mini thesis, that's not tying it to the thesis, and so that person is going to get a 4, and I'll show you the grades in a second. A 5 is going to be, actually, I'm sorry, that would have been a 5, because if you start scratch that, sorry. If you start with a fact, Hayfield has African Americans, that's just a fact. If you start with Hayfield is very diverse in the second paragraph, you're going to get a 5. If you start with Hayfield is a wonderful school because of its diversity, you're going to get a 6 or a 7. And if you then use the facts to support your argument, you're going to get an 8 or 9. I'm going to go through that again. If you start the subsequent paragraphs, the second paragraph on diversity, by just saying Hayfield has many Hindis or many people from Pakistan, that's a fact, not a mini thesis statement. You're going to get in the 4 range. If you want to get a 5, you're going to say Hayfield is very diverse, but that's not tied to the thesis. If you want to get a 6 or a 7, you're going to say Hayfield is a wonderful school because of its diversity, and then you're going to list facts. If you want to get an 8 or a 9, you're going to say Hayfield in the second paragraph again is a wonderful school because of its diversity, and then you're going to list you're going to use the facts to support the fact that it's wonderful because it's diverse. And then if you go to the bottom, you got to look at the 9 range here. 9 would be 100, and 8 would be 92. If it's somewhere in between, you'd be 96. And you go down this column. The other columns are what I use for AP Government grading or AP Comparative. Okay, that's it. Hope this helped.